Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 22, and it's time to continue our Moto3 career mode. It's time for Phillip Island, it's time for round 19. So here we are then, in pole position in a qualifying we absolutely decimated, but we're going to be using the medium front, the hard rear, and we're going to be using power setting 1 for this entire duration of this Grand Prix. So starting off, it's going to be pretty difficult. As you can see, many riders passing us there into the first corner. We're down to as low as 10th, 12th place actually, even 13th now, already into the doing corner. It's actually going even worse for us going in 16th, but we are going to fire it back over the inside of Sasaki, as Sasaki just dropped the front. Don't think he expected the world champion to come on through like that, but unfortunately we did come a little bit aggressively. But we have to be aggressive when we're only using the first power setting. But into the left-hander, you're going to see the AI really struggles with this corner here, so we're going to try and outbrake them as many possible as we can. Goodness me, that was a lot of contact into the fourth corner here for Honda. So into the right-hander, into really close contact with Dennis Onchu. Good to see Onchu back up there at the front with Foggia behind. Of course, as you know, championship is well and truly done and dusted for us. We are the world champion, gifted to us last time around when Foggia decided to bin it in the final corner. As we're now trying to go around the outside of Onchu. Is it possible to go into the right hand side here and then to get the change of direction up into Lukey Heights for turn 9? Are we close enough? Not quite. Dennis Onchu holding firm, but we do try and slip it up on the inside of the fellow KTM rider. The CIP Green Power KTM is now back in front, but it's all down to that straight. How much time are we going to lose within the first power setting to lose? Oh, goodness me, getting onto the grass there, not exactly what I had in mind. Losing that 0.5 of a second advantage we had already just into that left hand side. But coming out of the final corner for the very first time, got a nice drive there as we get really bouncy on the rumble strips with a hard rear. It seemed to be bucking and weaving, but there is Dennis Foggia at the bottom of your screen. Looks like we may get beaten with a slipstream effect in just a moment, but so far hanging in there to the first corner. Of course, I think Sasaki did rejoin the race because someone is far behind the rest of us on the graphic in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. We're pushing Foggia wide. We'll now go for that tighter apex, keeping it nice and tight, keeping the lean angle on board the KTM as we get into the slipstream of Onchu, and hopefully from there we can go for the lunge up into turn 4. But into Stoner Corners, we plunge down to the left-hander, wait for Onchu to pick up the motorcycle and give it a bit of extra brake, and now into the right-hand side for turn 4. Running it deep somewhat. We should still be okay upon the acceleration. We do hold the position, but Onchu rapid out to turn 4. He certainly wanted a bite to the world champion there, but he didn't get it. Not today. No thank you. We'll bring on the power underneath the Shingar sign, and we'll go into the left-hand side and just briefly go near the rumble strip and then cut it back over to the right-hand side for turn 8. Now my favourite sector of Phillip Island is rapidly approaching within the form of Lukey Heights, and then to the iconic downhill braking zone of turn 10. So braking well before the Oakley sign. We'll go into the right hand, a little bit out of shape there, just a bit eager on the brake, but we seem to be pretty good, and holding a 0.4 of a second advantage to the Turkish rider and the man currently in second place in the World Championship, Dennis Foggia. So now in for turn 12, a chance to breathe, a chance to regain a bit of composure, because we now have the lead, but for how long on this straight? 0.2 of a second was the gap as we crossed the line. Carlos Tatai, the fastest man on track right now with a 1:38.070. We do hold on to the position, but we lost around 2.5 of a second in that straight alone. So that is the difference with power setting 1. And of course, if you're wondering why power setting 1 is being... Oh, and Onchu's down! Onchu went round the outside, but unfortunately Pafuera didn't favour the brave in Onchu. Around the outside, it was a good effort, but unfortunately down and out goes the Turkish rider. But if you were wondering why power setting 1 is getting the run, it's simply because the AI on 120% difficulty is just not strong enough. If I do power setting 2 or 3, it's just a joke. We absolutely smashed him. In qualifying, I think I was 3 seconds quicker, and I just didn't fancy just getting to the front and disappearing. I thought, make this a challenge. We've already won the World Championship. Let's make this rather difficult for myself, and it's not too difficult. It's not really that difficult at all. We're leading the Grand Prix, but it's more enjoyable this way for me than rather than just getting to the front and dashing away. But Foggia on the left-hand side there. Does he fancy a lunge? Let's let him on through. I don't fancy a bit of contact into Lukey Heights. It's the last place I want to make contact with any rider on this particular track. We'll go out braking back into turn 10. Nice and tight to the apex, running across the rumble strip. We now retake the lead. But Foggia around the outside, classic Phillip Island manoeuvre that. Allow someone through into turn 10, give them the chance, fight back in the next possible corner. Excellent performance for the man in second place in the World Championship, the runner-up of this Moto3 Championship. And look at the drive we got out of the final corner there. Even with power setting 1, 6th gear, we're still getting around 142 mile an hour, charging down the straight and across the line. It's another 1:38 lap time. It's not a great 1:38 lap time, but we did lose a little bit of time in the skirmish with Onchu, and then of course losing a position to Foggia. Foggia gives us a little love tap there into the rear of the KTM. It's Honda versus KTM once again, with now Carlos Tatai getting involved as Foggia moves up on through. Just better let him on through rather than making contact in the southern loop. Now into the Stoner corner for the left-hand side. Carlos Tatai, oh goodness me, a massive kick up the wazoo for him. He really went for it then to say, budge out the way, sunshine, but we'll go hard on the brakes for turn 4. How are we going to get that stopped? We are going to get it stopped, but there's Foggia once again. Gesticulation from the Italian. He's not impressed with us slowing him up in the racing line there, but I had to make the lunge, so chill out, Foggia. So now coming out to Siberia for turn 6, into the slipstream of the Rocket we go. Dennis the Menace ahead of us. We'll get into the left-hand side there, going over the rumble strip. That's not really advised. I would try and go near it, but not actually on it at all. Carlos Tatai was going to absolutely lunge up at the inside there. He really made me jump. Certainly seen that light blue bike coming on through, but thankfully didn't make the lunge yet. But I'm making a lunge into turn 10. Is it going to stay? You better believe it is. Beautiful positioning of the CIP Green Power KTM. Up on the inside we went, and Dennis Foggia demoted to second place. So the heart rate so far has been pretty static. It's been pretty relaxed so far. But you better believe these next couple of laps of things going to get really, really intense, because we're only going to be slower and the AI gets quicker. If you've noticed within MotoGP 22, the AI constantly gets quicker towards the end of the races rather than at the beginning. And here we go, Gemma Masia, Daniel Holgado, Foggia, Carlos Tatai. This one's going to certainly go, oh goodness me, KTM's everywhere now as we'll go to the left-hand side, slip it up on the inside of Foggia, and hope, oh, I had to just pick it up then. Oh goodness me, I was either going to run into the rear of Carlos Tatai or Foggia was going to hit my rear tyre, so goodness me, that was a scary one. And look at Mario Aggi there up into the top 4. Brilliant from the Honda Team Asia riders. We now go to the left-hand side for the Stoner corner. The AI is certainly putting up a better fight than they were, but up on the inside we went up to both Holgado and Mario Aggi. Up into turn 4. We are now back on the podium positions, but they are not letting me through. You can clearly see now that AI is giving it what for, and it's much better. Mario Aggi's fastest lap time was a 1:37.427. That was massively quicker than my power setting 1 KTM right now. Could easily jump it up to power setting 2, but we did agree I would do this entire race within power setting 1, so let's see what happens for now. But into Lukey Heights for the left-hander. Foggia is lining up Tatai. I didn't even see Tatai get to the front, so brilliant job for the young Spaniard, but we'll go firm on the brakes. Keep it in nice and tight to turn 10, get really close to Foggia. Actually, give him the big don't argue and give him the shove out of the way as we change the direction there into 11. Getting past Foggia, that's an aggressive move, but we had to get it done and need that slipstream from Tatai. But do not get that slipstream, then forget about it, it's not going to happen. So bringing on the power, this could be our very first 1:37 lap time. Actually, never mind anymore, we lost a little bit of time there as Foggia's getting shoved to the wall. Better move in a little bit. Make sure Foggia doesn't slam into the barrier there. Look at Holgado. In fact, it was Masia. Look how fast Masia was on the right-hand side there. As we go to the right-hand side for turn 1, Doohan corner is going to be, what, 3 or 4 abreast in just a moment's time. As we go to the left-hand side for the southern loop, I need to get through. I really need to get through, and Mario Aggi. Foggia now is in the way. We're dropping down to as low as 5th place. Andrea Migno's now risen to the top. Good to see the Italian back into the fight once more, but now to the left-hand side. I think the win is gone, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be battling for a lowly podium if we even make it, as we go really firm on the brakes there, trying to regain the positions, as many as possible. Masia gets a shove for his troubles, as now Grant moves up into the top 2 positions, but Carlos Tatai with the break of the season. He's up there now with 4/10 of a second, almost half a second to the world champion behind. 4/10 of a second, we are quicker on this particular lap time than a little bit more. Now we're pushing, now we're going for it, now we want it. Carlos Tatai, get back here. In the words of Scorpion, get over here. We are really going to charge him down now. 7/10 of a second quicker. Is this going to be enough? Hard on the brakes, we'll go over turn 10. If we're not going to get close enough here for a lunge on the change of direction, it's all down to the slipstream. It's all down to the slipstream. Carlos Tatai is looking at his first Grand Prix win here in Moto3. To the left-hand side, we've got to get this absolutely pinned to get in for a chance of a podium. Oh, a little bit wide there for Grant. Onto the rumble strip. It's not going to be if we don't get enough speed. Oh, he managed to pick up a bit of speed, but Carlos Tatai wins the Australian Grand Prix, and Grant finishes in second place with Mario Andretti. Oh, good lad. Mario Andretti helping us out against even more championship points against Foggia. Always great to see, but man, what a race. Look at that heart rate. Said it was static earlier, but not anymore. So there you go, then look at the championship standings. Foggia is now 101 points behind, with Tatsuki Suzuki trailing by 140, so this one is certainly well and truly done and dusted. But look at the team championship, and that's still to play for, but Leopard Racing, they've got to improve. They need to get those more points, but so far, Grant and Kaita Toba and Joel Kelso leading the way with 453 points. So that's it from me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Round 19 of Phillip Island has now come to its conclusion. And of course, World Championship already in the bag, but we've still got 2 more rounds to go. So guys, make sure you stick around because we're going to be unveiling our Moto2 journey very, very soon. But thanks for watching, guys, as always. If you enjoyed, let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, hit the like button and subscribe. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.